So it's 6:07 p.m. and tonight is the State of the Union address at 9 o'clock. I'm going to be broadcasting that live, but I'm going to go over a few stocks that I'm adding to the HPS Watch List. The HPS Watch List is the watch list that members get, that you get each week, that are quality names that are setting up as in a HPS playbook trade pattern. You know, something that we trade, divergences, pattern breakouts. You know, there's usually there's about seven different setups I like to take, and the top three, of course, is the divergence setup, and that is my go-to trade. So that really makes the top of the list, and we actually had four or five of them starting the setup for this week. So I want to go over them. I want to chart them out and kind of just walk you through my process of sending these out. All right, so let's first one we're going to look at is CAG. I put this on this week's past watch list as the best, well, the HPS setup. I just haven't gotten the chart. I'm putting the chart up now. With the recent issue with the site, we've kind of just been bogged down on just getting things back up. So it took a little longer to get this chart up and into the system. That system is, you know, on the HPS site. It'll automatically let you know when you need to get in or get out, and we're going to have those prices set up tonight. So CAG brands, it's a classic divergence, has a low, it had the little bounce at the lower low to turn back up. We also even had a divergence signal here that I have, which is programmed on the TC2000, and it's also a 14.3 and a 9.3. Now, not, you know, divergences are great. Here's another divergence back here in October. This low and this low, and this low and this higher low, and you can see the resulting move. And it doesn't mean it's going to go straight up, but usually a divergence is one of the better areas to call a bottom. So here we had one back here. You can actually tell from this low to this low, lower low, and the higher low here, there was a big divergence. And they usually tend to get 9 out of 10 times a move in the direction, unless there's something overhanging the markets. News is the only thing. It's like the kryptonite to divergences is news. So we have to always watch that. State of the Union address tonight. Who knows what's going to set up tomorrow? Maybe these stocks all end up flushing because of something being said tonight. I don't know. But the daily here, this is going to be one of them. And if we look at it now, we'll just look at that candle. You see that candle went all the way up there? It might be a kind of a bad print. Yeah, I think it was. This print right here, this candle right here, wasn't that the candle? Sometimes you'll get a bad print and it'll just kind of mess up my charts a bit. That's TC2000. It's the one flaw I see on their platform. It's bad prints. So you can't get a good representation if you're making higher highs or an engulfing pattern, or what pattern we're looking for. But we like to have those reversal candles with a divergence. So we did have, if we look at that 5-minute chart again, we did have that breakdown and that slow grind back up. Not a big return like, you know, a lot of things. I would say if we take a look at the NASDAQ, let's take a look at the SPX, and you can see big news came out, Powell came out, it flipped. I mean, that was a real wicked type of day today. Algorithms ran wild. It popped. We got through an area of resistance right here, popped aggressively, and then came right back down and took out the lows. So you took out the stops there, then went right back up and took out the highs. It took out everyone. The market actually took out everything. This is a pivot. This is what we call a pivot point breakout too. And you know, that's how we ended the day. And we'll see how we open up tomorrow, and we'll see what the State of the Union address is. But boy, what a as I would say in Canadian, what a wicked move we had today. Just wicked. Overall, the daily looks okay. The 5-minute, again, you wouldn't really think that the market was going to rebound that much and just take out both sides, but that's what it did. So, you know, with seeing that reversal, that happened at 1 o'clock, and we take a look at the INDU. Pretty decent reversal there. NDX. And a bit good reversal there, a little higher. The NDX seemed to be a little stronger today than NASDAQ 100. And those tech stocks actually close back at the highs like net and stuff. But we're talking about the divergences, and we're adding to the stocks on the watch list. So I'm going to just go over them again. I'm not going to try to make this too long. Just complaining about the bad candle there. So I would take the high of today and put the buy signal in at the high today. And because that candle is broken, I'll tell you probably on my other charting thing when I'm going to do this. So let's just say the high today was at the open here. Let me see what the high yesterday. We could actually go for the high yesterday. There's basically pretty close to the same here. And that would probably even be a little bit safer. So we're going to call the buy trigger here. It's going to be 36.95. Well, let's put down to 37. Let's just put down to 37 area. I'm just going to put that 37. I'm actually going to do these on the other chart now. This is what gets set up here. And then your stop would go under the low here, about 35. Your stop would be. And, other than that, everything, the risk reward here, I would wait, see how far you get with a rotation, and look for, take this as a standard divergence. Even though the stock actually looks quite good, so this might be the, last time you get a pullback before actually taking out the high. So you have to manage it, But this is a good level. It looks like a good level. Every other divergence has worked out good. Double bottom here, moved up about 10 days. Up this divergence moved up 10 days. This divergence moved up over 10 days. Maybe we start to see something start to move up here. It's already gotten moving, but so that's the first one we're going to get on there. The video. All right, so this is what the Conagra trade would look like. Breakout of the. And I brought my buy trigger down. I was going to say above that previous candlestick high, but today's candlestick high would be it, and I would probably try to get us through halfway, 50% higher in the previous candle body. So around that level, again, we had not much of a channel to kind of see a possible target on this. If this was a good, you're going to break out of the channel on the divergence, but it's not even a good channel. It's not a long channel. It's not. And this is broken up here, and this kind of broke down here. It's a gap down, 5 to 7 day pullback. So we'll leave it at that. We're going to set up the next one. All right, so I got that in the system here. The next one that we're going to be looking at, we're just going to look at a couple of these with you and decide which one we're going to do. That was the plan. General Mills here, also beautiful divergence, beautiful stock. It has a little better channel going with it. You can see there is a little, but they're very similar. They're very, very similar. Like the last one we're looking at, look at this. It kind of gapped up, rolled over, gapped down, the bounce and stuff. There was something here that looks very similar to me. Let me see one more time. Let me study that. Yeah, this is the last. All the divergence. They're all setting up as a divergence. Anyway, it's the same thing. Same setup. High divergence rotation. So not the best channel underlying channel that you could read into to kind of get a measurement of the divergence breakout. I'd almost want to kind of consider it down this way, but yeah, no, this would be something. There's a little there's a little trend line underneath us here too. Let's grab this trend line. The Bob Ross of stock charts. We'll grab this nice little line here. We'll take the line. We'll make it meet its friends. Right under here is all his friends. Well, he's going to be a lonely line, so let's make sure he has his friends next to him. So we have a line down here and a lower trend line. That brings us down to 71. Around 71. For all hell broke loose, 71 would be the buy area. I'm going to look at the next one instead of deciding yet on that one. I think I do like the Campbell soup a lot here. Campbell Soup has the same thing. The gap down, the reversal. Today was a little choppy, but we definitely have the divergence. This one's holding above the 200 period moving average. And again, all of them seem to be in a nice pullback. The 5-minute chart on this held up pretty good. You know, typically I would like to see that continuation of higher high. This made a lower high, or not a lower high, but a lower low on this candle, holding the 200. All right, so far we got one. And then I want to take a look at deer. All right, we got deer on the watch list. And I got UNH, I got that on my list here to watch. Yeah, that's where I like it. That's kind of an engulfing pattern today. A little bit better. The divergence is more of a Nike check mark. That looks pretty good. That looks really good. All right, that's probably the one. And then, all right, let's take a look at that. Let's break that down. All right, second one here, the UNH. I got that chart set up for us. There's two buy scenarios. I like the lower one. I like the lower one, but it has everything looks like it wants to push a little bit higher on this. And if we do, you know, it just looks good. But there is a possibility of a lower area. That's why our stop is going to be one stop underneath it, because that's probably this whole area is good. When we look at these HPS type of setups, something you want to like zoom out on and look at the big picture. Really want to look at the big picture in these, figuring, you know, HPS hold it a little longer, you know, hold it up to a month. On these divergence setups, you want to give it enough time to work out. And so we're probably close to a bottom here. And look how far away from this is good stock. And look how far away we are from the 200 period moving average. We came down, we bounced, came down again, tried to put in that divergence. I'm trying to put it in now. If we went down just a little further, there'd be such a big reaction back up. You know, so I like this area down here. I would be probably on it here if we got down. I set a couple alerts on it, so you will get the alerts. And I'll keep an eye on that too. And then if you go to the HPS site, in case you might be on trial or new, you know, all these get posted on here. So you go to HPS on your dashboard. You go up to the watch list right up here. You have the watch list video, and you have the watch list. And you can see it just uploaded. These two are considered in watching phase. The watching phase is, meaning it hasn't hit its buy trigger or anything. Or, you know, in this case, these are buys, longs. If it was a short, it would have an S here, and it would be a short, and I could set that up. So UNH added to it. You just click on the little plus button there. The chart will come up, and it'll track this. You know, the internal servers that we have here track the price, and if the prices hit any of these levels, which I programmed into the back end here, you'll get notified of with an email and text message. So make sure you have that set up, your email set up on your alert tab on your dashboard. It'll tell you what kind of alert you want. All right, so that's that. Again, you can see there's already some IBM is underway. If it's green, that means it hit its trigger and it's currently in a trade. The Dexcom is currently watching. Dexcom, I put one out here. Also another one that I put for a trade way down below in case. It's kind of like a wish trade. A little wish trade here. In case we got down there, I would like to be alerted to a, well, let me, again, if you have this problem here, just go up to the Make It Live page. and then push. That's already updated. Well, actually, which one are we on? Oh, it's on the last one I was. To the hill. Oh, we're looking at Dexcom. Let me bring up the Dexcom. I don't know why it switched over to this one. DXCM. So, there it is. Actually, an interesting candle today. It was starting to come down and reverse nicely. But again, if anything gets down to that zone, and it would be really this trend line, I probably would update this down the road, you know, to ride that trend line. If this ended up coming down and taking out these lows and lower that trend line, X marks the spot and possible divergence. You never know at this point if you're down here for whatever reason. It might come down. The stochastics might not rotate fast. It might continue to push high. You might have a huge divergence. So either way, that looks interesting, an interesting area. Maybe this thing moves up and we miss it, and we'll never. It'll stay watching until I deactivate it. Unactivate it. Deactivate it. I said disactivate it. So that's the two I think we made. I'm going to hold off. Even though I like the Campbell's soup here, I might add that. I'll see if I'm going to watch it one more day and see how it performs here. It's a good divergence. I mean, it's right on the 200 period moving average. And I could see there is a slight channel here if we could kind of cheat a little. I don't know where we're going to put it. Right here, maybe. I'd like to have channels identified with a divergence. They work so much better. And you like to have a real organized channel, meaning that each dip goes along with the stochastics, and each bounce goes along with the stochastics. And it's just, this is hard to gauge where this was a gap up, came back down, maybe here. Just came off the lower trend line. It's at the 200. Do we get a break above this trend line now? That brings us, I think you get 2-3 points on this. Plus, this is a great recession stock. All right, well, I want to hold off on a day or two on that one. Just looking at after hours right now. PSNL here is getting a little pop after hours, and there's a little Lixty here popping on some volume here at 7 o'clock in the evening. Lixty here moving a little bit. Futures are down 650. I might take a couple of trades tonight, so stay tuned. But that's interesting. Still about an hour's left in the after hours trading here, so we might actually see something move. I'm not seeing anything really. Oh. But I'll get this out there. That's a couple added to the HPS watch list, besides the other ones that are on there, and always looking to add some more. So let me get this out. See you guys in the market.